There are very few things that can capture the heart and the mind of the player in the way that such a simple game like Minecraft can. It's a game filled to the brim with passion and personality that bleeds through every aspect of its minimalistic gameplay. All it takes is one, or a few seconds of C418's legendary music tracks, and the memories flood in. You're right back in the center of that block world where it all started. Surviving your first night, building your first house, making friends and losing everything just so you can wake up the next day and do it all over again. I think anyone who's ever played Minecraft can attest to its brilliance. And yet, so many of us, including myself, have given up hope in the game. It was only 8 short years ago I fell in love with Minecraft, and for 3 long years I treasured every second I could spend playing it. But over time, something happened. I started to lose the joy that had once embodied me so deeply. The game wasn't any less fun. In fact, there was more to do than ever before. I still wanted to play, but for some reason, I just couldn't go back. What happened? Well, today I'm here to address that, to figure out why so many of us have lost our love for a game that has had such a big impact on so many of our lives. So let's start at the beginning. I was in 5th grade at the time, and I was lucky to play any game I could get my hands on. It didn't matter whether it was Halo 3 or Plasma Burst off Max Games. I was just happy to enjoy a new experience. So unsurprisingly, when I overheard my friends talking about a new title at recess, I was immediately intrigued. They were talking about blueprints, terrain, bases, and I was so confused. I didn't know whether it was robots or architecture, but my best friend explained to me that they were talking about something new called crafting in this infinite open world game, Minecraft. Naturally, I went home that night and downloaded it right away. A world made completely out of blocks. It was like the ultimate Lego set. The possibilities were endless. And even though Minecraft was extremely limited at the time, I loved every bit of it. I remember learning how to craft my very first pickaxe, finding lava, smelting for the first time, learning how the weird world of floating blocks and glitched water worked. I built my first house. 4 cobblestone walls and a glass ceiling. Playing Minecraft was the most fun I'd ever had, and the best part was I was part of only 5 people who knew about the game at my entire school. We had a secret group, and every day after school we would rush home to play just so that we could come back the next day and brag about all our amazing creations. It was simplicity and bliss. There was nothing else in the world but my few friends and I, and Minecraft. I feel like almost a full year went by when there wasn't a single dull day, because every time I logged on, I knew there was a good chance there would be an exciting new update to look forward to. It was during this time that Notch was most active. Updates were rolling out like crazy, and I think there were only about 100,000 players at the time. For the first time ever, I joined a forum website, Minecraft Forums, and together my friends and I would read through posts every day looking up new recipes and discussing every line of the patch notes. Whether it was Herobrine, the Compass, or Pistons, there wasn't a time when we weren't constantly in awe. The nights were dark and the monsters were genuinely scary. Creepers actually creeped, and you were God if you had a stack of TNT. Even the simplest things like finding diamonds was a big deal. I once lost points on a test because I couldn't resist the urge to tell my friends about all the exciting new features of the latest update. Minecraft was primitive, buggy, and far from perfect. It was a game shaped by mistakes, but it had a community that accepted each and every one of them as pure gold. I don't think there was a single person at the time that didn't know Notch by name. We worshipped him and didn't want to do anything else but live in the world that he had created for us. The young Minecraft community was small, but it was extremely dedicated, and there was nothing that made this more clear than when one player, by the name of Varied, uploaded a trailer on YouTube that got put on the front page of Minecraft.net. It was titled, "This is Minecraft," and it blew us all away. It was a moment to be remembered in history, a testament to how dedicated the community was and the unique relationship we had being a part of the development process. Some call it the golden age of Minecraft, but it wasn't long before that all changed. Looking back at 2010, the internet itself wasn't even remotely close to the size it is today. The iPhone 4 was just being released. Just think about that. Minecraft was part of a niche that simply wouldn't last. As more people started to access the internet, more people would inevitably discover our secret block game. Soon it stopped being a game about having fun with a few friends on small servers to a global attraction and $1 million industry. I mean, who would have thought that of all things, hosting Minecraft servers would become a serious profession? It just wasn't the same game anymore. The community was split between old players who appreciated the simplicity and quirks of the old game, and new players who never knew our secret world ever existed. What used to be an out-of-pocket expense and sacrifice in the name of fun became a lucrative opportunity, and who can blame the server owners for wanting a return on their investment? But you have to understand, the whole idea of playing Minecraft, of being a part of a server and the community, it was an entirely different experience than it is today. And it all has to do with how people's perception of the game changed. It was the death of Minecraft as we knew it, a distinct period after the 1.2 update between 2012 and 2013 where Minecraft spiked in growth after being released on the App Store and console. The game took off and left much of its initial core audience behind. Minecraft went from being something special and cherished to a sea of millions of people running over with their pocketbooks out. It might seem counterintuitive, but imagine you're sitting outside with a few other people. You're chatting and having a good time. Then some more people come over and they sit down with everyone. You get to know them and the spirits are high because the more the merrier, right? But then a few more people sit down, and a few more people sit down. And you start noticing it's hard to say anything. People keep talking over each other, and it's getting harder to distinguish each other's voices. As more and more people trickle in, it isn't long until that simple conversation you are having turns into nothing more than white noise. There's too many sub-conversations to keep track of. People start taking sides, yelling and fighting break out for seemingly no reason. Soon, you can't remember who you were originally talking to or what about. Everything you originally knew has become meaningless. Now, I want to be clear, I'm not saying that popularity correlates with the poor community. However, there's a certain point where more and more people begin playing just because everyone else is, or for ulterior motives like greed and even schadenfreude. Eventually, we start to lose our humanity, and when it came to Minecraft, that's exactly what happened. Don't get me wrong though, I still love Minecraft, and even if the community has changed, there's still a lot to love and a lot we can learn from its legacy. I like to think of Minecraft's downfall as more of a rebirth, a natural shift in the game's ascent. Its secrecy could never last, and it was naive to believe that it would. It was bound for success since its inception. Minecraft is the ultimate sandbox. Alone in an infinite world to explore and discover, you can build whatever your heart desires. Minecraft was limitless, and it still is. It was molded by the enthusiasm of the community and also its corruption. And that's one of the most important things we can take away. The community has just as much effect on a game as the game itself, which is why it's so important developers make plans for their envisioned game community. While I was making this video, I loaded up Minecraft Alpha for the first time in over 6 years. And boy did it bring back memories. The alpha music, the limited number of world saves, direct IP connect, it all brought back great memories, but something stood out before I could even do anything. That little flashing yellow text next to the Minecraft logo. It was something Notch constantly updated and added random funny jokes to. It made me remember what it felt like knowing that Notch cared about this game, and knowing that he was just as passionate about Minecraft as the fans were. And I'm sure most game developers are very passionate, but most of the time we never get to see it, and I think that has a huge effect on how players view their games. Minecraft had a little bit of flashing text on the game menu, but it made the game personal. It added just enough charm to make the game all the more valuable in the eyes of the players. The community's love for Minecraft started with Notch, and it trickled down. One of the central reasons Minecraft was such a memorable experience for early players was because we were a part of the development process. A lot of studios today develop a game for 3 years or more and release a title that never sees a single major update after its launch. Minecraft was different. It made players part of the journey rather than handing them the perfect finished product. And that's not to say I don't like a well-crafted experience, but being a part of the creation process makes the game so much more meaningful when it's finally completed. I remember the day Minecraft was officially released as a full game with the Ender Dragon boss. It made me feel like I had done something. We had come so far. Notch's vision was finally complete, and I couldn't help but feel like I was an important part of the game's success. In reality, I didn't do anything but play the game, but that's one of the most important parts of the development process. Just playing the game and refining it as you learn. There's a reason more and more developers are taking a live or open development approach to game making. And that's because not only is it an effective way to develop a game, but it's also one of the best ways to build a loyal and dedicated community. Even going a step further, the best way to keep people invested in a game is by constantly releasing new content, and what better way to keep up with demand than by letting the community help out. The most important single reason Minecraft is still popular today and growing is because it has one of the biggest modding communities of all time. Whether it's Yogsbox, Pixelmon, or Industrial Craft, no matter what game mode you want to play, there's probably a mod for it, and if not, there's probably someone already working on it. Having a rock-solid community is a massive benefit to the overall game experience, and there's just no substitute. I know this all must sound so lame. A block game. But you have to understand playing Minecraft was so much more. It meant you were a part of a dedicated, passionate community, and that's what made it such a valuable experience. As developers and as players, we need to stay focused on why we started playing games in the first place. Let's share our passion for the digital world in constructive ways that keep us united and build each other up. Because without each other, what is gaming? No.